What'll happen now?
Our last supper, with only one but very filling course, awaits us.
Crazel, please. For once, just once, tell me what's actually going on.
And rob myself of enjoying your blissful ignorance? Not a chance. Tell me yourself, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, to tell the truth, I'm not expecting anything good. We're in a remote place. One of me, 3 of you. You've got no use for me anymore. So you'll try to get rid of me like an inconvenient witness.
That'd be too easy. It'd be more torture to listen to another of Crazel's lectures.
Well, maybe I do talk about my interests a bit too much. But today will be different. Bonnie will start today. At least I'll finally see if she understood my teachings. Bonnie?
First of all, I'd like to thank you on behalf of the whole gang for all the work you've done. We could never have finished the job without you. We found 2 new partners, you and Monarch here. It's good to have someone to rely on. So, it's time we started being honest with you, so you can finally learn the whole truth.
Not yet. Let's pull up that uppity bastard's leg a bit longer. That's the fun part!
I already have an idea of what you're doing here. Those lead balls, the alchemical talk, sulfur, saltpeter. I've seen what those devilish inventions can do. I've had the finger of God aimed at me once, and I barely made it out alive.
The finger of God. Damn it, Henry, that's von Berghoff's Prague wonder. Why didn't you tell me about it?
And when have you ever told me straight up about anything? All you do is lead me by the nose.
If I'd known you were that experienced, I'd have spoken to you differently.
You can start now, then. And I want to hear it from you, not Bonnie.
Let's start at the beginning. My father was a miller as well, but I was never much interested in the trade. Even as a young boy, I loved running around Lower Samine and investigating everything living and dead. And I had a lot of questions about everything. Then my mother, God rest her soul, decided it'd be best for me to go to study in Prague. As soon as I grew up and gained a bit of sense, I packed my bags and left.
So you went to a university in Prague? The son of a miller?
Why not? My father worked his arse off, and he had the coin for it, miller or not. I met a lot of remarkable people at the university, and my thirst for knowledge kept growing. But in the end, it only took a year of all that pretentious, scholarly blathering and hypocritical nonsense for me to realize I wouldn't learn anything proper there. Most of the students and masters are just a bunch of dogmatic fools. They have their own truth, and those who want to know more or ask the wrong questions fall into disfavor, as was my case.
So they kicked you out?
I didn't give them the pleasure. I left myself. The most important science is not subject to any religious dogma. And, of course, it's not taught at any university.
You mean alchemy?
Exactly. The art of combination and dissolution. The key to understanding the very nature of the world. There's only one queen of science. Alchemy. I returned to the mill in Lower Samine and started a new life.
New life? What do you mean?
I returned to the miller's trade. My father was old, and my mother had passed away. From then on, alchemy became my true passion. I brought a few important books from Prague. I started with the most difficult thing. I tried to create gold.
That was pretty daring of you.
As you might expect, it didn't work. But after a few tries, I managed to create something entirely different. Once I tried mixing sulfur, charcoal, and saltpeter. I had a candle burning next to me. A gust of wind scattered the mixture, and all of a sudden, bang! I almost shit myself, I tell you. But then I realized I'd unwittingly created a miracle. Explosive black powder.
I knew right away this wasn't about anything supernatural.
Well, we may have underestimated you a bit, but it was nice of you to not snitch on us.
I couldn't continue my experiments on my own, but Bonnie and Zinnig did a few little jobs for me.
So he initiated us.
But we just still didn't know how to do it right and not blow ourselves up in the process.
And we used up a huge amount of saltpeter and sulfur.
By the way, the manuscript from that Hermes Trismegistos was our shopping list and price list for material from Kuttenberg.
Only we didn't know correct proportions. I looked up a few of my former fellow students and brought it up with them. And we found out that before us, some monk had already made the discovery.
Some fella called Black Bertold, and that he even started writing a book called
Feuerwerkbuch.
We couldn't believe our luck when we found out there's a copy of it right here at Trotsky.
And you know the rest.
It's a discovery that will change history. In the right hands, it can make miracles happen. All it takes is a spark, and a storm of fire will sweep away the old world order. It will wipe out stupidity and ignorance, once and for all.
And what will happen now?
As I said, we're about to have our last supper on our journey to satisfy our hunger for knowledge. A feast of smoke and fire. Black Bertold never finished his book, because he never had enough ingredients for his last great experiment. But now, thanks to you, we do. We can finally finish Bertold's work and finish his book. We'll see with our own eyes what a barrel of black powder can do. I hope you're as excited as I am.
Before we get started, there's something I want to know. This book, Feuerwerkbuch, what's written in it?
Everything you'd want to know about black powder. How to mix it in the proper ratio. How to store it. How to light it properly. And especially how to use it in warfare. Because that's the most important part, after all.
Do you really need that much saltpeter?
We do. Saltpeter makes up almost 3/4 of the mixture. Not even all the cows in the region could produce enough for us once we really get started with manufacturing.
What is it you're going to do with this powder?
During wartime, like it is now, a flammable and explosive mixture like this has more uses than you can imagine. If we had a few big barrels of the stuff, we could demolish Trotsky if we wanted to. And maybe we will.
All of us here are truly passionate about the idea of a new world, and now it's within our grasp.
What is it you studied at the university?
I was supposed to become a preacher.
That fits you. Maybe you'd even be a good preacher.
Maybe I would. Maybe I wouldn't.
God has a path prepared for each of us. And each of us here decided not to follow it.
I was supposed to be a dyer, but I was too lazy to work 6 days a week and soak my hands in lye.
I was supposed to become a nun, but I didn't want to give up the booze and fellas.
And I've already told you everything. The world is what you make it.
How did a scholar and an alchemist become a thief?
Prague is a big city, and a poor student has no chance of getting a decent place to sleep or even something to eat. Learning to shop with 5 fingers was the first requirement for survival. We're all masters of our own destiny.
I've heard enough. Now I want to see that with my own eyes.
Let's do it then. Bonnie, is everything ready?
Indeed, it is. We can get started. Long live the beautiful new world.
Looks like it ain't working.
I'd say it works just fine.
This will change history.
What? I can't hear a thing. But I'd say it works just fine.
See, this stuff.
As long as you listen to me and keep the proportions
Oh,
right,
maybe
you
9
won't
feet
fuck it
deep.
up.
No white ash.
Black powder? I'd never have expected that from Crazel.
Imagine, that monarch of ours is half deaf.
That dog of yours? What does that have to do with the gunpowder magazine?
Just that I was wondering that the explosions didn't bother him at all. At least he won't suffer here. And now I'm not surprised he was so unhappy with that bastard Vasarik. In any case, you impressed Crazel by figuring out what we're doing here.
His beating around the bush was quite suspicious, and he's lucky he didn't run into someone who would turn him in for witchcraft.
Anyway, you did a damn fine job. You deserve a nickname from me, like I promised. We're going to call you Sourdough.
Sourdough?
Well, when you came here, you were kind of unrefined, grey, nothing much. But as you gained experience, you rose and rose until you've risen into a companion we need not be ashamed of. Take care then, Sourdough. And come back and visit sometime. Take care now. silly doggy.
God be with you.
What do you have? I'd like to discuss.
Well, Aye. I'm glad you found what you were looking for, sir. Good day to you.
Gamekeeper Vostatek from
You were sent by
Yes. He hired me to find and catch. That job's done. He said there's something I can. He was talking about some.
Nice. What's your name?
Henry.
I'm Varel, the gamekeeper in these parts. The lad who helps me told me a while ago about this, but I'll tell you about that after you help me with those What do you say?
Aye.
Sure.
How do you know you've got.
The usual. There's been less and less game, and there's always a reason for that. I thought at first it might be them wolves that are but I found some remains.
How can you tell?
There were knife cuts on the bones, not marks of wolves' fat.
Where do these bastards.
The first one has been poaching Troskovitz, the graveyard site. Now we've started patrolling there, he's pulled back to Slatigo, somewhere to the east of the graveyard, and we ain't too keen to go there.
Why's that?
The place is cursed. You know that half-built cottage in Slatigo?
Aye.
The previous gamekeeper started building, but he didn't finish. He kicked the bucket before he could go on his first round. I've been gamekeeper here since then, and I don't intend to end.
Vostatek was moaning his forests are full of the vermin. But how many do you think you've got?
I have my suspicions about 3 places, and poachers always work alone.
Do you know of anyone near Slatigo?
Try asking Ignatius, the Troskovitz gravedigger. Maybe he saw some.
Good idea. Right.
Good luck. Take care, sir.
Are you whistling at me? I'm not interested. Do you find whistling like... Greetings.
Where should I lie?
It'll be best to sleep. See you later.
Huh? You're not allowed here! You see? It didn't even hurt.
This is the poacher's camp for sure. Only there's no one here, and it looks like nobody's been here for quite some time. That's odd. I must have a look around. It looks like the poacher was attacked by wolves in his hideout. He tried to flee, but they chased him down. Oh well. I'd better report it to the gamekeeper. I've got some evidence if he wants it.
My God, lad. What?
I've got news about that poacher that you said.
And?
Not exactly.
What does that mean?
Well, you know how you said this poacher?
I know, the weasel.
Anyway, that's how the wolves... He didn't stand a chance again. There wasn't much left of him.
Show me. This knife will be no use to him now. Getting ripped to pieces by wolves. Oh. Never mind.
You said something about a ghost.
Hold your horses. If you help with another poacher, or are you tired of walking through our...
Oh, leave it out.
What do you want to know?
There's a lot of poachers on the rampage here. Is there anything different?
This poacher is operating on
A big scale?
He's killing so much game that he must be selling it somewhere. Only, to prove anything, I'd have to grill all the innkeepers in the area.
Where does this one hunt?
A stone's throw from here, in the woods around Sameen Pond.
Christ, that's right here.
I don't like going into them forests, to tell the truth. Even there's something not right about. The game is often frightened. Miller Crazel occurred to... He looks out over that area, so he might know something.
Actually, Crazel has people working for him who live in... I'll ask them.
Whatever you say.
What should I do with him?
If some wild beast doesn't mete out justice first, aye. If he's not willing, force him. But make sure he's not too battered.
Yeah, thanks. I'll go and find...
Good luck. See you later, my friend.
Good day.
Quick! Go! Gah! Go! Someone's making camp here. It looks like a bandit's camp.
Huh?
Stop it, Della. We've got a thief here! For the cross! Everyone get up! Enough! Leave me be! I surrender! You... Give me everything.
All right, easy. That's all I have. Now let me go.
Interesting.
Quiet.
Interesting.
Go away.
Huh.
Get out. Quiet. Go away.
Pray for a quick death, you bastard! Alert! To arms!
Burn in hell!
You're
This is
mine.
definitely evidence.
I yield. Mercy. Let me go, please.
Give me everything.
All right. That's all I have. Now, let me go.
day to you.
What would you like?
My God, lad.
I found those poachers.
Poachers?
Yeah. The whole...
How'd you figure?
From the way they were armed to the... Their camp is a little to the south of the pond.
Somewhere by the rocks? Got any proof they're there?
I found this.
Typical. The fuckers know.
This lot weren't willing to listen to reason. They won't be doing any more poach.
Blimey. Well, you saved me having to persuade Bailiff Thrush to send the Troskovitz garrison after.
Have you anything else for him? What about the ghost you met?
Aye, the ghost. He was poaching in Kopaniana for a while, right on the border between my patch and Vostatek's. He knew well what he was... You wouldn't believe it, but it turned out to be some Hans caper. They wanted to hang him in Trotsky, but didn't in the end, I hear. They say Sir Otto himself stepped in.
Apart from the odd detail, it's just like you said.
There's no depth, no...
So if I'd come to see you earlier, I'd have tracked down this nobleman. I'd love to know how that would have turned out.
We can't turn back the clock, so we'll never know. But I can see into the future, where there's a nice reward waiting for you for helping out me and Vostatek. And here it is.
Is that the end of the poachers in Trotsky district, then?
It ain't such a big area that there'd be dozens of the buggers.
That's true. Take care then, Barrel.
You too, Henry. Well...
God! Go!
God bless you.
All right, all right.
Good afternoon, sir.
I need to get...
Now get ready to cross those bloody bandits. And if you got the time...
Here you go.
All right, I'll get the... Good. All done. The carriage is...
Will it be just the two of us?
Aye, I reckon so. Unless I'll be taking some goods too, since it's...
How long will...
Well, like I said, we'll travel during the days, staying off the main roads, so that the roads are bloody dangerous these days.
Let's get going.